Suddenly that Jella makes sense. Later that day, like, I don't know how long time has passed, but it went from day to night, like, rather quickly. Yeah, Roland seems to have a bad leg there of some kind. I'm not fully sure, like, what his problem is. He probably has a limp leg there. Probably. I'm not too sure of that one. Like, I don't think they ever actually, like, explained what was wrong with Roland. We just know that something was up with him, that he probably just couldn't get around. Suddenly his sword disappeared. Did anyone else notice that? He was walking with his sword on his back, and then it suddenly disappeared once he actually sat down. Interesting.
I insulted that girl's father right in front of her. Of course, I didn't mean to. I just wanted to show what a gutless coward the king is. What I did wasn't wrong. But a daughter can't help but love and honor her own father. Is there any child that would not feel anger at seeing their sire made a fool of?
That should probably go to all family members, to be honest. If anybody at all, were to, for some reason, insult your family in such a way that they would even, like, play around and, like, using a sword or a gun or whatever and just do that or whatever, yeah, you probably shouldn't stand for that, honestly. But revenge is not a way to deal with it. I wouldn't know how to deal with it, honestly. I don't think I've ever gotten to the point I had to do something about that as a family person. But to be honest, if I ever saw a family member like that being in that position like that, then yeah, I probably wouldn't stand for it. I'm not a violent person. If anybody knows me, I never fought. I don't fight at all. Like, I don't get into play fights or whatever. I pick on people sometimes just to poke fun or whatever. But not in the sense of just trying to hurt somebody. Never for that intent. So if it were ever to happen to my family, I'd be seriously angry. Actually, I think there was one point that it got to that point, but I couldn't do anything about it because I'm a nice guy and I have to keep my mouth shut. You know, for the longest time, I always thought this agent here, I always thought that was Jelanda, again, being in disguise for some reason. But no, it's not Jelanda. I'll tell you that one now. one can't help but have a bad feeling about
that guy's up to. As long as I get my money, I can care less.
Also, voice clips don't also make an important character, but it does help kind of weed out the non-important characters, just so you'll know that one. I keep wanting to hold square to run, because I think that was a thing, but no, you don't slow down, you don't speed up, so there you go. Yeah, thinking it that way, if this place is like really run down and such, and like she's out and about in dangerous town territory, then yeah, she may be putting herself in danger. Okay, yeah, he was going back to train. Okay, alright. So, yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, I was going to point out before we went out of the way to not to go on with the story, whatever. Badrak, that's the name of that one guy that was in blue that agent talked to. He said that was a he. That agent, that really looked like a she though. Am I wrong about that? Like, if anybody wants to look at that character again and show me how that is a male character, but who knows? Do I talk to you as well? Do you say the same thing? Yeah, you say the same thing. Okay. I'll be back to burn you down later for making me pay so much money. That wasn't even supposed to be a meal for me. That lady just came in and just ate all the things, complaining about it, and just oh well. Alright, so I guess this is teaching you the mechanic of what to do if you're out in the open world, in a sense. Like, there's 3 different layouts that it has for you for traveling as such. One we'll be seeing a huge amount of. The second one being this one, where you're just in town and you're just traveling around the place and just walking around, whatever. If you do walk around quite a bit, it will show you, okay, this guy. Pay attention to what this guy is saying here. Luckily, he was crouching down. He's actually explaining a rather important mechanic that we'll get into later. But yeah, as I'm saying here, when you control the character, you just control left and right and whatever. At some points, if you run into this, it'll teach you to go up so that you can enter a chapel, or this, you can enter the private residence. Which, how can you enter a private residence? Honestly, you shouldn't be able to do that in the first place. Ha 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 ha. Oh well. Alright. Talk to the tiny lady here. She's very... Look, comparing the Arngrim to this lady here, she's very, very tiny. Look at him. Look at her. She's very tiny. I didn't notice that. Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, I guess there's really nothing else for us to do out here. It's just exploring the town. So, I guess we'll just go back home then? I remember you. At least he waits outside. Hi, guy. I don't trust you. I immediately do not trust you at all. I'm pretty sure that's Badrak. It makes me think of Baccarat. that's like fancy, whatever. Hey, yeah, it is, man. It is a lady. Okay, I guess I wasn't paying attention then to the main story because I didn't see or see him. I don't remember him saying, "Yes, ma'am," what and such. So, yeah, okay, that's the lady. Good to know.
Vilnor was about a week's journey away along the Great Road. But the journey was uneventful, and by the third day we were halfway there.
If it takes a week and then 3 days pass, then yeah, that makes sense because you're just halfway there. Yeah, Lombard was with Jelanda the first time we seen him. Wait, so he's the one that sent us out? Wait a minute. Okay, I already have a sinking feeling about this.
The dust looked to have been kicked up by a group of Altorian cavalry. It seemed like they were chasing something, but I never imagined it was us.
So, if anybody else remembers from last time, Lombard specifically told Jelanda that he was going to specifically handle the situation. Chances are these Artorian knights, they're sent by Lombard as well. For what reason, I'm not fully sure.
When I think about it now, I never should have agreed to take that package without knowing what was inside. It just wasn't like me.
Time to run! Screw this job, we're getting out of here with our lives. Huh? Oh, bother.
Our parcel? It was that little tomboy princess. Jelanda.
You know, I never actually knew what the word parcel meant. Because when it showed that cutscene when he said our parcel, when it flashed to them meeting for the first time, I thought it was like an agent that hired the guy for a job. I thought that's what our parcel was, because it said our parcel, bleh, parcel. Yeah, but yeah, I always thought it was something like a person, not like a package that was actually like a delivery package. So another day of Kip being stupid Kip. Oh well. That's a very good question. Did those knights know about Lombard? Or did they know that Lombard sent them out here, or did they know that Lombard had hired them? Oh, hi. That's interesting information to know, actually. Yeah, that's good information to know now. Freaking the guy made him out to be an Artorian chief councilman or something, and here he is just fiddle-dallying away as a Vilnor spy. Well, I think we're gonna stab a bitch. Wow. I'm gonna stab a bitch.
I'd have been quite happy to kill a stinking knave, but I've got more important things to do.
Arngrim! It hurts! Help me! Save me!
That don't sound reassuring at all. Time to expect. As any other good adventurer / mercenary knows, if there's loud noises, we gotta go take a look. Oh, that's a monster. And that's a very scary monster. That's a very threatening monster right there. Medicine?
Lambert was playing two hands. He knew the abduction would be discovered, so he sent some medicine along with the search party. If we made it all the way to Vilnor, no problem. But if we were discovered, the cavalry would use the medicine. He knew the princess would be unconscious if she was found. The medicine's effect was as you've seen. The princess became a monster, and afterwards all were dead. Perhaps even the princess.
That son of a bitch. He didn't even care he grabbed Jelanda. He just wanted to make sure that Jelanda was dead. For what reason, though? That's my question. What's the reason that he wanted to make sure he was dead? If she was in captive, then it would have been fine, handy-dandy. We would have caught him, and that's it, the end. But I guess just in case somebody peeked in the box and figured out that she was there? Maybe? I have no idea. But, forget Lambert! Oh, fun, necromancy. That's really all that we really need. Friggin', ugh. So, that's so now Jelanda's a monster, and she practically lost all of her human self. Then at this point, she just turned into a monster, and that's it. And it's also summoning other monsters. So that's even great! That's even greater! Fantastic, even! Wow, so... Freaking... Oh my gosh, that Lambert, I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna stab him one. Yeah, get back to Artolia. 3 days. We'll see you there in 3 days. There, Badrock, whatever. So, yeah, Jelanda's now a monster. So, oh, that's gonna be great.
Maybe he made the right choice. I don't know. But I wasn't going to run. Even on the field of battle, I'd never felt like this. Lambert! I'm going to kill you. But what will become of Jelanda?
So yeah, apparently Lena's not only like one of the 3 Destiny goddesses, she's the battle maiden. That's right, Lena's Valkyrie fights her battles, and boy does she fight. She fights pretty heavily. Now, she's right here because A, Arngrim was about to fight a battle that he wasn't going to win by himself. So there's that. The second reason being that Jelanda, her human self is already, like, trapped. She's not stuck in limbo, but she's practically dead. Her human self is practically dead at this point. So, yeah, she's here to pretty much, for the lack of a better term, fight the monster self so she can save the human self. But after fighting the monster self, it will kill Jelanda anyway. But Jelanda being dead anyway, it kind of doesn't matter at this point. But either way, Lenneth and Freya are here to battle this monster, and I guess Arngrim is just going to go ahead and fight alongside them.
Who hadn't heard the tales of the endless war the gods wage with the creatures of darkness?
Come to me, Dark Warriors. Battle awaits us.
Ow, that kind of hurt. Alrighty, so we have ourselves our second introductory fight, which introduces the control of 3 characters. So now you have a squared, X, and a triangle button. But it's also trying to teach you how to properly combine other characters. Because we look at Arngrim here, he just kind of slices his sword downward. We look at Freya, she also just kind of slices her sword downward. We look at Freya now, she kind of doesn't mess around. Freya's going to be a very important member for the first part here. You'll see why. But it's teaching you how to properly combine with characters that may or may not have a rather confusing attack. So, like we saw with Freya here, we'll just show this one more time. We saw with Freya here, by herself, she takes like 2 seconds to fire, and then she just kind of goes about. Whereas Lenneth and Arngrim, they just kind of attack, and that's it. So, part of the game's trickery with this, then, is that when you use certain party members, you have to know and understand how they attack, and how you're going to combine them. So, let's see if I can do this right in the first try here. We start with Freya, and while she's attacking, we do that. Just like that. That was a pretty proper combo right there, if I've ever seen it. Also, he does no damage to Freya. Freya is probably the most overpowered thing you're going to find in this first part here. You'll see why in a minute here as well. Not just because of that, but yeah, she's overpowered. Now, with that said and done, we try our combo one more time. And thus it's dead. Fantastic.